Early in the fourth quarter, Georgia increased their lead when place kicker Brandon Coutu converted a 47-yard field goal. With the score now 20-10 Bulldogs, we pick up the action with the ensuing kick here on ESPN Classic.
I don't know how many years you'll go back to the Super Bowl or the Superdome, but it's got to feel weird every time. Uga on top, 20-10. He's the winningest Uga of all time anyway, trying to add another one here. And remember Mark Richt's road record, a remarkable 22-3. That's scary in this league. Scary in any league.
In opponents' home stadiums, 22-3. Not quite as good in Jacksonville against the Gators, but that's a different story.
Arenas. Thanks, Reese. USC's pretty good, aren't they?
Yes, they are. The biggest question about them is, can they stay focused? You know, that the talent is not a question. The coaching is not a question. Can they stay focused? Last year, they lost 2 games to teams that they shouldn't have lost to. And it was really probably more a situation, not to take anything away from UCLA or Oregon State, but they don't have the same kind of people that USC does, but USC lost some focus.
Alabama has had very few chances to sustain a drive tonight. Their longest drive of the evening, only 46 yards. That time, John Parker Wilson flushed out of the pocket. Not even going to pick up a couple of yards. It'll be a holding call against Alabama.
And the problem with that inability to sustain drives is not only do you not score points, but you don't let your defense rest. And it's already a defense that is a little thin, particularly up front. They don't have the luxury of substituting a lot. And then in the fourth quarter,
holding, offense number 29, 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Still second down.
They've got to come out and defend a running team. They had to do it last week against Arkansas. They were able to hold on and make some plays in the last drive. Well, you take a look at that, 31 minutes and 32 seconds Georgia has had the football, and now they're going to give a steady dose of Noshawn Marino and Thomas Brown to this Alabama defense with a 10-point lead.
Alabama has to score, get the ball back, score again. Wilson down the middle, great catch even with contact.
Yes.
Keith Brown hangs on. What a throw, what a catch.
Keith Brown is a very talented receiver. Keelan Johnson still down after that collision. Keith Brown was suspended the first game, didn't catch a pass the next game. He got 2 receptions last week against Arkansas, and he also is the guy that drew the 2 pass interference penalties against Arkansas late in the last game-winning drive.
Oh, he's a big receiver, 6'3", 194. And the 2 safeties, Jones and Johnson, sandwiched him. Hear those pads smack.
If you're a quarterback, I mean, that speaks so much to you. A guy who's willing to go in there and catch it like that and hold on to the ball. He doesn't alligator arm it. He knows he's going to get popped. That makes you want to come back to a guy like that, Keith Brown.
Yeah, when you know what's coming. Well, somebody said a long time ago, you're going to get hit, you might as well catch it.
Yeah.
Good to see Jones up.
Keelan
Johnson, rather.
Key guy in this defensive secondary, kind of the quarterback back there, a senior. Good to see him up on his own 2 feet.
Fresh set of downs for Alabama. Grant.
Tell you the thing I like about Alabama.
Coffee, excuse me.
Their wide receivers do a nice job of blocking downfield. They know the importance of blocking. Kurt Cignetti is the wide receiver coach. Was at North Carolina State the last 7 years. Doing a nice job with these guys blocking downfield. That time Mike McCoy, number 80, with a big-time block.
And that's the only way your running game is going to be really good. The only way.
That's how 4-yard gains become 14-yard gains, is wide receivers blocking.
Time, John Parker Wilson going deep. McCoy tipped away at the last minute. Jones.
I don't know why John Parker Wilson waited so long on this throw. If he throws it sooner, and if he throws it more on the line, he has a touchdown. But he waited so long that it enabled the defender, Rashad Jones, to get over there and make a play on the ball. He had his man singled up, running away from his defender, and for whatever reason, maybe he didn't see it, held onto the ball too long, and then put too much air under it as well.
So it brings up 3rd and 2. Try to get it on the ground, and it looks like they did with Coffee. Check in with Holly.
Well, guys, for Alabama, all year long, they have been working on this 4th quarter conditioning program. When Nick Saban came in, he turned the conditioning program upside down. The guys wear this in the weight room. It says 4th quarter. And then on the front, it has those 4 fingers they hold up. But they have got some symbols here to really reiterate to the players what they were working for in the offseason. The players we talked to said they've never been through anything so difficult in their entire lives. Terry Grant said, you know, it already paid off in the 4th quarter. I could feel it working. I feel stronger than ever.
Well, Holly, that's the kind of thing that helps build this, the confidence that you need for a program. It showed last week whether conditioning was the main factor or not. Being able to win that game in the final second had to be a huge boost for Nick Saban's kids.
Absolutely. You're getting a lot of confidence from that, but here they are. Again, you know, football is a what have you done for me lately business. I mean, it's, you know, it's already to the next challenge.
Defense, number 3. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
And here they are again, trailing in the 4th quarter, just like they were a week ago. But they're on the move. They got some momentum going right here. And they got a first down. Boy, I still go back to that play just a few plays ago. John Parker Wilson had a chance for a big touchdown there and wasn't able to connect.
Coffee. All right, thanks, Reese. We have a timeout as they continue to have Coffee. They're going to measure, I believe, as they continue to have Coffee in as the tailback. He's not so much a game breaker as Grant might be, but a bigger guy. It's going to be just shy. And bring up a 2nd and inches. Well, this is the play that all the guys in the stands are going to call for a fake and a pass. Do you like it here?
I don't think you need to right now. I really don't. I mean, you know, if everybody in the stands is thinking that, then I'll guarantee you Willie Martinez is thinking about it too. And you got some momentum. You're running the football pretty well with Coffee. I'd say run behind big 71. If I'm Alabama on this short yardage situation, I'm running right over here behind big 71.
Coffee behind 71. They were thinking with you.
That was a corner blitz off the short side, and the receiver was not able to cut him off. They brought the receiver, Keith Brown, in motion in order to prevent that, and Thomas Flowers just timed it perfectly and got into the backfield. Watch this. Watch Thomas Flowers. He's going to shoot in here, and Keith Brown is not able to cut him off. They bring him in motion to cut him off, and he's just late getting there. Heads up play by Flowers.
Well, big 71 can't block him.
No, can't block him and his man. Wow, what a play.
Actually lost a yard and a half, so it's 3rd and 2. John Parker Wilson falls down. It looked like his center stepped on his foot. Coming out, they lose a couple of more.
He got stepped on. It's happened to anybody that's ever played the quarterback position. I think Antoine Caldwell maybe is pulling on this play. And as Parker Wilson tries to pull out, there's the right foot, gets him and trips him up. It's an embarrassing thing, but the smart thing he did was not try to flip the ball to Terry Grant or hand off as he's going down. Protect the football.
Well, now it's 4th down, and they've got to go for it. They're down 2 scores with 8:22 and counting. They had 2nd and inches. Now it's 4th and 7. Game could be on the line right here. John Parker Wilson throws. That could draw a flag, and it does.
And it's the right call. DJ Hall was the intended receiver. Prince Miller was covering him, and he was all over him. DJ Hall has been very quiet tonight. 2 catches, 25 yards. Mark Rick calling for an uncatchable pass, but I think that one was catchable.
Automatic first down.
Watch DJ Hall working against Prince Miller. And there's the grab. I mean, it's a clear interference. It is a catchable pass.
Sure.
It's a good call.
Would have been.
Yeah, exactly.
So Alabama is still alive.
Now is when you go play action and take a shot at the end zone. Good play fake to Terry Grant or Glenn Coffey. And take a shot. Safeties are cheating up.
Wilson for the end zone. Hall out of bounds at the 6.
They said he didn't catch it.
They said he was out of bounds. I don't know. I thought he had a foot in.
Well, DJ Hall, senior receiver, has got to know where his feet are.
Oh, the left foot's in.
It looked like the left foot was in before the right foot landed out.
And they just replayed it here on the Jumbotron at the stadium. That is a catch.
Well, they'll take a look at it. You know, and again, just like you mentioned earlier, they stop the game, they'll take a look. Does his left foot come down in play before the right foot out? Yes. I think this one will be reversed. It's got to be indisputable evidence. Left foot hits. Yeah, he's coming up off that left foot already before the right foot goes down.
And that's the kind of call you don't expect him to get wrong, because they're both officials said it was out of bounds, but they're lined up right on that line. They got a great look at it.
They're in position to make the call.
But that will be overturned.
Yep.
Clearly. And there doesn't appear any question about possession either.
You know, the only thing is that, you know, we're seeing it in slower motion, and it was easier to see the right foot landing out of bounds than the left foot in.
Certainly.
But it was good footwork on the sideline by DJ Hall.
How many big plays has Hall already made this year? This guy is the most overlooked big-time receiver in this league.
I'll tell you what, though, the NFL scouts that are in here, and I see him on practice on Thursday, they're in watching film. That's one of the guys they're paying a lot of attention to.
I would think so.
I mean, he's the upperclassman. You know, you've got a couple of offensive linemen that are good, but they're young. This guy's a senior, and he's getting a lot of looks.
You wonder why this would be taking this long. The left foot is clearly down. And in college ball, 1 foot in is all you need. Watch the left foot. It hits before the right foot.
There's the call, right? Here's the shot right there.
It's not even close.
And everything that we're seeing is being sent to the replay booth. So all of our replay angles and shots, they're seeing the same thing.
All right, guys, I defend replay until I go blue in the face, but enough is enough. Let's play some football.
Well, it shouldn't take this long, but it is a potentially a real game-changing decision right here.
Usually when it takes this long, it is not so much about the call, it's where the spot might be.
Good call.
It would be, we're told from the replay, at the 7-yard line, 1st and goal.
After review, the ruling on the field is reversed.
I thought for all the world he was going to say the ruling is going to be upheld. It was the way he phrased it.
I thought the phrasing was supposed to be video evidence. First.
He got us. He got us. 1st and goal, 7:59 to go. This is the drive Alabama had to have. They need 2 scores.
Well, they got help on a pass interference on 4th down. They got the right call on a reversal on that play. And here they are, 1st and goal on the 7.
Coffey runs into a blocker, and he's going to be gang tackled at the line of scrimmage.
Now, right now, Georgia obviously wants to keep Alabama out of the end zone and make them settle for a field goal here because they need 2 scored. But the other thing that Georgia wants to do is let that clock run, because the clock is on their side right now with a 10-point lead. Yeah, so they want to delay Alabama's score, Make it 3 if they can, and run as much clock as they can.
John Parker Wilson appears to be changing the plays. Got 4 wide receivers. Going to give it to Coffey. Coffey hit the line of scrimmage. Dives inside the 5. It was the 11th play of this drive. Marcus Howard made the tackle. And you'd like to see Alabama at this point playing with maybe a little bit more sense of urgency, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think they need a little more sense of urgency. Now it's going to be interesting. When Georgia gets in this part of the field defensively, they do one of 2 things. They either play a pressure defense with man, 0 coverage, no safety, or they play like a picket fence, and they put some linebackers and secondary guys right along the goal line, right there. That's a picket fence. That means zone. Alabama likes to run against this rather than throw.
John Parker Wilson can't afford to make a mistake here. Throws the ball out of the end zone, incomplete. See, and you got the feeling they've got to go for the field goal here.
Yeah, they got to take the points right here. But that kind of defense with that picket fence, there's not very much room to throw the football. You've only got 10 yards with the end zone, and they're going to make you throw that ball short or out of the end zone.
Tiffin to make it a 1-score game. He's already hit from 40 yards. This basically an extra point from 22. Good snap, good hold, perfect kick. 20-13, Alabama within a touchdown. We'll be back to Tuscaloosa in a moment. Alabama has closed to within a touchdown of Georgia with 6.5 minutes to go in this ball game. Alabama preparing to kick off. Brown and Marino. Check it, Brown only now is back as the return man. High short kick taken by one of the up men, Sean Chappis.
And right now, what Alabama must do is they must be tough against the run, because Georgia wants to run this clock, and they're going to give the ball to Thomas Brown. First down, very critical. Who wins this down right here? First down.
Brown behind Sutherland. You saw some confusion on that Alabama defense.
Georgia wins first down.
And some. The 47-yard line. One of the safeties came up to talk to Ezekiel Knight and told him he needed to be further split out. Knight did it for a second, then went back inside.
And there's nothing tricky about that play from Georgia. It's I formation. It's just a give. It's a power play. They didn't run motion. There wasn't an exotic formation. Alabama just not lined up and not gap sound on that particular play.
Clock running, under 6 minutes to go. Brown showing you some toughness to the zone. And run out of bounds, and that is a big break for the Alabama defense. They held it to a 2-yard gain and stopped the clock as well.
Yeah, ideally, if you're Mark Richt, you want your running backs to stay in bounds. Get what you can get, but stay in bounds. Alabama has all 3 of their timeouts. Don't help them any more than they already needed. They've got the 3 timeouts. At some point, they'll have to start using them if you get some more first downs.
Second, call it 7. Brown hitting the backfield and drove.
Wallace Gilberry. Yep. That was an 8-man front, a late shift by Alabama into what we used to call the Bear defense, made popular by Buddy Ryan when he was the defensive coordinator of the Chicago Bears. 8-man front, they cover up the center and both guards. They put 2 guys on the tight end side, another guy outside, and it's a pressure defense, and they jumped into it late, and Matthew Stafford not able to get out of that running clock.
Clock winding down toward 5 on 3rd and 11. Georgia, do you throw it here?
I think you might take a smart chance at it, but don't force a bad one.
Maybe out in the flat they've been so successful with those. Instead, Stafford downfield. Players got their feet tangled up, and they will not call that interference. And Simeon Castile was right with Goodman.
In good position, and this is a safe throw because even if this one's intercepted, it's going to be just like a punt in this part of the field. Good no call. They got their feet tangled up. Now, you take a shot downfield. It's a safe throw. Either your guy gets it or nobody does, and now you punt the football.
It only took 1:36 off the clock on that drive with one play that went out of bounds and the incomplete pass. Arenas is back to his 10. Mims to punt. High floating kick. Arenas lets it go, and it bounces out of bounds at the 11-yard line. Alabama 89 yards away from a tie. 75th year for the SEC. The moon over Tuscaloosa. It's 20-13. Georgia on top of Alabama, starting their worst field position the entire night. John Parker Wilson deep downfield, out of bounds, call.
All three timeouts, 4:38 for Alabama right now.
2nd and 10. Wilson airs out another one. Brown to the 45. If he had kept his feet, he had a chance to go all the way.
How about the aggressive calls by Major Applewhite?
You bet.
1st and 2nd down, you're inside your own 15, and both plays, you're throwing deep. One to the right side to DJ Hall. Now you come back left, and you go to Keith Brown. He's working on Brian Evans, who missed last week with a knee injury. Maybe not 100%, and Keith Brown ran right by him.
Coffey pounds his way to the 40. Boy, and under pressure. What a nice throw from John Parker Wilson. Let's go to Holly Rowe.
Guys, offensive coordinator Major Applewhite said the thing that impressed him the most last week about John Parker Wilson was his maturity and composure. He said, you know, he had some bad moments in the game, a fumbled snap and an interception. But when we needed him at the end, he was focused, ready to go when we got the ball back. He was there. Looks like same thing again this week.
Well, he was there with the 2-minute drive at the end of the half. Already tonight.
Draw play to Upchurch, getting his first chance to play. I tell you what, if somebody else doesn't want him, I'll take him at quarterback.
He's got some moxie to him. There's no question about that. He's not overly big. He doesn't have the kind of arm that Matthew Stafford has, but he's got something, and he likes to run the 2-minute offense.
I think the kid is a winner. 3:45 to go in the ball game. It's a 1-touchdown lead. Mark Richt took that last time out to settle his defense. They're nursing a 7-point lead. Alabama has reached the 30-yard line. They have reached the 25 as Grant is back in there. Coming up after us, John Anderson, Scott Van Pelt with SportsCenter. Showdowns in the SEC. There was a big win in the Big Ten, and the Yankees come up with a big walk-off.
Mentioned that timeout. I mean, the one thing you have to waste it, and you only have one left for your offense, but a very smart timeout by Georgia. They had them on the 11. Now they're in scoring territory.
Coffey got to the 22-yard line. They need to reach the 21 for a first down.
Well, here comes a big-time 3rd down play now. 3rd and short. The last time they were 3rd and short, Georgia came with that corner blitz, anticipating the run behind Andre Smith, and got the back in the backfield.
Coffey runs into his own man. Second effort has the first down.
Smart play that time by Major Applewhite. Instead of having a wide receiver, you take that threat of a blitz out, you go 2 tight ends, a power formation, and still run behind your 2 most experienced linemen, Andre Smith, the left tackle, and Justin Britt, the left guard.
Under 2.5 minutes to go. They start this series from the 19-yard line. Empty backfield. John Parker Wilson with time underneath. McCoy, that could be a pick. That could be an offensive interference call.
I think it could be that, but I think Andre Smith, the left tackle, was downfield. I think he was across the line of scrimmage when the ball was thrown.
That wouldn't be good either.
Yeah, that's what that is.
Right.
It was a crossing route, and I don't know, something crossed up Andre Smith because he was down the field blocking like he thought it was a screen pass. Here's Andre Smith, number 71. Now watch, he's going to block, and then for some reason he's going to release. Wow.
Oh. He was not.
Let's see that again. That was. Oh, I got. Okay. What happened was, because Andre Smith may not have been in the line of scrimmage, they thought DJ Hall was a covered receiver, so he was the guy that was an ineligible receiver based on alignment downfield, not Andre Smith.
That's what it had to be. Wilson. Complete down to the 16-yard line. Brown made that catch. Under 2 minutes to go in the ball game. Alabama needs a touchdown and an extra point to tie, and that's middle linebacker Marcus Washington, slow to get up.
Well, he's playing with a bad groin injury right now. You could see it was wrapped on the outside of his football pants. He's out there playing on toughness, and down again. Marcus Washington is a guy that missed the final 2 games of last season with a knee injury, and has earned the start tonight for the first time, and now battling a groin injury.
Well, he's in a lot of pain from whatever it is right now.
He's a physical, kind of a thicker middle linebacker, 6 foot, 250 pounds. The guy who was playing in the middle, Dannell Ellerbe, about 225 pounds, more of a speed guy, and Washington was inserted in the starting lineup to give him a little more bulk inside. Now Ellerbe will move back inside to the middle, and Darius Dewberry will play the outside linebacker position.
Who was the previous starter. 2nd and 7. Upchurch is the running back. He'll get the ball in a draw. Upchurch inside the 10 to the 6. 1st and goal. How about this?
How about the use of the backs? I mean, we've seen Terry Grant make big plays. We've seen Glenn Coffey get some tough yards. And now we see another guy. Roy Upchurch listed as the 4th tailback, in with some fresh legs and a little burst and breaking tackles, heading towards the Georgia goal line.
Clock running.
Alabama, all 3 of their timeouts. No rush for them right now. They can stop the clock anytime they want.
1st and goal. John Parker Wilson has to take off. Touchdown! Holy cow! Coming into this game, John Parker Wilson was averaging 1 yard per carry. That time he got 6. And more importantly, it was the last 6.
You said he was a winner. That's a winner kind of play right there. Make something happen.
And Alabama with more 4th quarter magic. They have tied it at 20.
The thing that makes this play is there's no hesitation. Once he decides to go, he takes off. He tucks the ball, he goes, he looks for a crease, and he takes it all the way in the end zone. No hesitation. Tie ball game here in Tuscaloosa.
This drive started at the 11.5-yard line, so officially it's an 88-yard drive in 10 plays, 3 minutes and 41 seconds. Now, if you're a Georgia fan, you have a great field goal kicker with a strong leg.
Brandon Coutu is, in his career, 5 of 10 from 50 yards or more, and that's a pretty good percentage for that long of a field goal.
Yes, it is. And 42 of 52 in his career. I mean, this kid has everything that you'd want in a place kicker. He's made a lot of big kicks and a lot of long kicks. What he needs now, if you're a Georgia fan, is the opportunity.
And if you're Georgia, what you're thinking here is just getting that first down. In a 2-minute situation like this, you don't worry about getting in field goal range. You make the first down. That's the most critical thing you have to do in running a clock offense. You've got 1 timeout and 1:09 to take the lead, or attempt to take the lead.
Thomas Brown is the deep man. He waits at the 7-yard line. Takes it at the 12. That's a seam up the middle. Nice return to the 33.
After Matthew Stafford, the thing to keep in mind, you're not losing. The game is tied. Don't do anything foolish.
4-man rush. Throws short. Complete up to the 42. Ball came loose, but it was after the tackle. Thomas Brown out of the backfield. A pattern they were extremely successful on in the first half. Georgia has 1 timeout left. Clock is running. They did not get a first down.
It'll stop if they get a first down until they move the chain. Wide receiver screen. Now the clock will stop until they reset the chains. They're across the 50. That 1 timeout, you want to try to save to set up your field goal kicker, so you don't have to try to run them out under duress to line up to kick a field goal. So you save that as long as you can.
Bailey made the last catch. Bailey, Massaquoi, and Henderson are the wide receivers for Stafford. Blitz coming. Stafford throws, and the tight end, Chandler, got his hands on it again and couldn't hold it. The blitz was coming from Castile. Sharif had the coverage.
Well, he's had a tough night. Now, this is good coverage, but another catchable pass for Trip Chandler. And he has had a hard time hanging on to the football tonight.
Tough to call his number after that, isn't it? Second and 10, 23 seconds left. They need 15 for about a 51-yard try. Blitz coming. Stafford under pressure through behind Brown.
Ezekiel Knight with the pressure. He's had an active ball game all night, and he forced Matthew Stafford to throw this one away. Stafford tried to throw it while he was backing up. Not able to get enough on the football.
Coutu, 2 years ago, hit a 58-yard field goal. So he's got the leg to give it a shot, but it's into a slight wind. They need a first down to stop the clock. Brown on the draw. He won't get there. At the 42.
Use a timeout right here. Yeah, Mark Richt's calling the timeout.
Got to.
Keep in mind now, the last time that Georgia played here in Tuscaloosa, 2002, they beat Alabama 27-25 on a Billy Bennett 32-yard field goal with 42 seconds left in the game. So we could be heading to a similar type scenario. Or we are heading that way.
From here, they could try a 58-yard field goal, which is the career long for Coutu.
Georgia 1-7 in Tuscaloosa. That only win, Mark Richt, the head coach, 2002. Former Auburn coach Pat Dye suggested that week that Georgia maybe wasn't man enough to come into Tuscaloosa and beat Alabama. They did.
Not a real good thing to say, would you think?
Well, Pat Dye was from Georgia, so I think he was firing up his own guy. They got to be man up right here on 4th down and 1.
A first down will stop the clock while they move the chains. Then they could be at the line of scrimmage and kill the clock. Blitz coming. Stafford over the middle. Tight end got that one.
They got to get up and spike the ball. They got to get up and spike the ball. The clock will stop until, that's the beauty of college now. With 5 seconds, it won't start until they get the chain set. Plenty of time for Matthew Stafford to spike the ball and kill the clock and set up the field goal.
Takes the snap, kills the clock.
How about Trip Chandler?
Whoa.
He had at least 4 drop passes in the ball game tonight. But when it mattered the most on 4th and 1, and he was not the primary receiver, they were trying to throw to the back out of the backfield. He's a secondary receiver. He hangs on for the first down.
Tell you what, he drops that one. He might have needed a telescope to find his scholarship. Oh, what a finish. 2 weeks in a row from Tuscaloosa. Here comes Brandon Coutu, and Alabama will use a timeout to try to freeze him. Now the wind is blowing into his face a little bit. From here it would be a 48-yard try.
Let's take a look at this big 4th down play again. Trip Chandler's had a tough night. He's the tight end right there. He's not the primary. See, Stafford wanted to throw to Thomas Brown out of the backfield. He double clutched and hit Chandler, and after a rough night, makes a huge catch.
Not only did he make the catch, but he turned upfield and got him 2 or 3 more yards. And in this situation, 2 or 3 more yards can be the difference between winning a game and having a short field goal.
A 6'6" junior out of Woodstock, Georgia.
Coutu in pregame warmups from 50 yards with no wind, but plenty of distance.
Wind blowing at him right now.
And Alabama, with nothing else to do with those timeouts, you might as well use them. Now the wind is gusting into his face and maybe a little across. I mean, it's hard enough to kick a 48-yard field goal under these conditions, even if it's ideal. But with the wind blowing in your face, it might be 53, 54 yards he's going to have to carry it. We remind you again, Coutu with a 58-yard field goal 2 years ago. It was the longest ever in the SEC without a T, and 3rd longest ever in the Southeastern Conference, 58 yards. Hanson the snapper, Mims the holder, Coutu to win it. Plenty of distance, but it's wide. Do you believe this? That ball would have been good from 60 as far as distance is concerned.
He absolutely nailed it.
And we will have overtime from Tuscaloosa.
Pulled it. He nailed it, but he pulled it. And now what Georgia has to recognize right now is they didn't lose the game.
That's right.
You know, and so Alabama's celebrating. They didn't lose. It's overtime. Keep your head up. We still get to play here, guys.
Welcome back to Tuscaloosa. Boy, this is a game to come to see some good football, isn't it? Last week, Alabama came from behind in the 4th quarter to win. Tonight, they've come from behind in the 4th quarter to tie. Coutu had a 47-yard field goal that would have been good from 60, but he just barely pulled it wide of the left upright, and that was into the wind.
Yeah. And I'm sure that wind maybe affected the way he tried to kick that. It was a little bit lower than he normally kicks. Tried to drive it into the wind, and he just pulled it left.
Captains in the center of the field explaining their options to them. And with the wind, is that going to be any factor in your decision?
It could. I mean, if you choose which way you want to go, both teams will go in the same direction. Even though Coutu missed, you got to feel he has a little bit of the edge over Lee Tiffin if it comes down to field goal kicking.
Tails is the call. You broke it, they'll flip it again. That's tails. Defense, switch into the field. You want to play on that end of the field. You stay right here.
Who wins the toss?
Georgia has been elected to play defense. Alabama will have the ball going this way at the 25. First down.
All right, Alabama's ball first. They're going into the win. Both teams will go into the win from the 25-yard line.
Here's what you're looking at in overtime. Each team gets a possession from the 25 until the winner is decided. There's no game clock, just a play clock. And starting with the third overtime, you have to go for a 2-point conversion, so we're not here until next Wednesday.
Alabama's requesting that the ball start closer to the left hash. Probably a play designed where the hash mark is. Instead of the ball in the middle of the field, moved it closer to the left hash to start their overtime possession.
Coffee. Nothing there. Do you like starting on offense in the overtime? We're starting on defense, so you know what you have to do.
Yeah, I like starting on defense. And Georgia won that toss and elected to go on defense first. I think it's an advantage knowing what you have to do. You know, whether you need a field goal to tie, a field goal to win, a touchdown to tie, a touchdown to win.
Marcus Washington is back in defensively. He's number 44 in the middle of this defense. Now Georgia showing some confusion. They have an uncovered wide receiver, but Alabama didn't get the snap in time to take advantage of it. Pressure coming on John Parker Wilson. Throws behind.
It was a late shift for Georgia.
Cadell.
Yeah. Roy Upchurch was the guy that they sent out as a wide receiver, and Georgia showed some confusion until Donnell Ellerbe finally shifted out from his linebacker position to cover the tailback. That was a different formation. We haven't seen that through the 4 quarters of play, and but Alabama not able to capitalize on that confusion by Georgia. 3 of 14 for Alabama on 3rd down. Hard to believe that they're in the position they are with those kind of numbers. Not very good night on 3rd down.
3rd and 10, only a 3-man rush. John Parker Wilson throws. That was almost intercepted by Asher Allen.
That was a nice play by Asher Allen. He kind of peeled back. It was a zone coverage. John Parker Wilson thought he had single with the inside receiver, and the corner just peeled off and made a play on the football.
Now you've got to score in this situation. If you don't score at all, you're almost handing it to the other team. Tiffin from 42. Got it. So that is the mark for Georgia. They need a field goal to keep it going. I have an important question.
Go ahead.
What is Brittany doing with her life? Who? Brittany. Brittany who? Spears. What is she doing with her career?
Why do we care at this point? Is she here?
I don't think so.
Is she a football fan?
Oh, I'm sure she is. Georgia from the 25. Stafford wants it all.
Got it.
Touchdown. Mikey Henderson on the first play from scrimmage. What a beautiful throw by Stafford.
You asked, Mike, is it better to go on defense first or offense? Defense. You know you need a field goal to keep playing. A touchdown wins it. You can be more aggressive in your play calling. Take a shot on the first down, knowing that Katu's probably going to make it right from where you are. What a play.
This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For Todd Blackledge, Holly Rowe, and our entire ESPN crew, this is Mike Patrick. Thanks for watching, everybody. Good night from Tuscaloosa.